Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you could join me. So as you can see by the title, I'm doing another tag video, and I think that these are just super fun to do, and it gives my viewers just a little bit of, some insight into my personality, things that I like, things that I maybe don't like, depending on what the tag is, but I thought it would just be really fun to do this tag. So it is called, just let me get the official name here. I have everything on my phone. So this is called the most likely makeup tag. So when I wear it, this most likely happens. So these products, you kind of get a gauge of when you wear a certain product, you may get a compliment on it. Somebody may say, like, oh, that doesn't look very good on you, kind of thing. So that's what this tag is. And I was tagged by Julia's Bee Beauty. I'll insert her channel link below for her video as well and for her channel. But yeah, it was just, she's one of my friends here on YouTube. And I thought it would just be a fun little video to do. So let's get started. So question number 1 is most likely to look amazing after a long day. So it did take me a while to kind of go through my collection, my stash of makeup, and I mean, there's so many different things that you could use an eyeshadow palette, you could use concealer, all sorts of things. But what I grabbed right away was my L'Oreal Infallible foundation. Absolutely love this foundation. And I wore this yesterday. I was out doing some errands, and I'm wearing a mask a lot now when I'm out doing some errands. And I'm trying to figure out what sort of things I can wear when I'm wearing the mask and how, you're going to get that transfer onto it. This one surprised me. There was very, very minimal transfer onto the mask, and I have a black mask, so I can clearly see when there's transfer on it. But this was amazing, and at the end of the day, when I was actually looking around my face area, like really, really minimal. There was just a tiny bit here around my nose where their head rubbed off a little bit, but my nose still looked good. My cheekbones still looked good. And even on without wearing a mask, this has become one of my favorites. I think I did I'm trying to remember now. I think I did a first impression video on this one. I can't remember now. I think I did. But yeah, I have loved it, and it's very lightweight, not I'll just kind of swatch it for you guys. It's kind of on the runnier side. It's a light to medium coverage, but not too bad. I've had foundations before where just as soon as you swatch it, it starts running down the back of your hand. So this one's not, terribly bad. And the texture is so creamy. It blends just beautifully into the skin. I don't have it on today because I'm actually doing another video. I'm doing like a first impression video on a foundation. So I'm not going to tell you what it is because you have to watch for the video. But that's what I have on today. But otherwise, yeah, this is my daily go-to foundation. Very, like I said, light on the face. Doesn't feel like you're wearing a mask at all. Blends beautifully, and it lasts all day. So this is one of my favorites, and this is the one that will last all day for me. Or sorry, this one will look amazing after a long day. That's the actual question. So question number 2 is most likely to use for Halloween. Well, that was a tough one. And when I went through the collection, it was really tough for me for some of these products and some of the questions to have a product for, because I'm very particular on what I purchase, because I am buying everything. I'm not having stuff sent to me like some of the bigger YouTubers. They have stuff sent to them so they can kind of pick and choose and say, yay or nay that this is good or this isn't good. But for when you're actually having to buy the products yourselves, you really try and watch what you're buying so you're not wasting your money. So the thing that I would use as a Halloween product, and I did actually use it on my Halloween video. I dressed up as like a witch, and I used this one on my lips, but I also used it on as an eyeshadow. And I was trying to remember how I even got this one, because this wasn't something that I would normally purchase. But if I remember, because this was like probably a couple years ago, this I believe was like a gift with purchase. So when you bought some NYX products, they gave you like a freebie. So this is the NYX. It is a Pro Lip Cream Palette. And, well, you can just kind of tell by the colors, right? Like that is nothing that I would ever use on myself. And it's just like really, I don't know. just like really creamy. Like there's the purple. So that wouldn't be something I would put on my lips. I mean, the fuchsia is quite pretty. Like that color there. That one's quite nice. That's more like that one there. It's like a spring look. But yeah, like these just wouldn't be anything that I just swatched this one. So there are a lot of purples. This is that one right here. But yeah, this would be something definitely that I would use at Halloween. I didn't really have anything else that I would, even some of my palettes, because I kind of gravitate towards the same palettes. I don't buy big, bold colored palettes. So yeah, that would be something that I would definitely use just for a Halloween look. Moving on to question number 3. Most likely to land me the job. Like a lucky charm. I kind of scoured through, and what I thought about when, say you're going for a job interview, and where are they going to focus? Are they going to focus, on your eyes? They're going to focus on your mouth. They're going to watch how you talk, that sort of thing. But what I went for was, I thought more about the eyes, because they're definitely going to want to make eye contact with you when you're in a job interview. So I just kind of naturally reached for my Physicians Formula. This one here. This is the Rose All Play Eyeshadow Bouquet Palette. And this one I use so much. And I get so many compliments. If I just wear it, especially like if I wear it in a video and I'm not doing a tutorial, like I'm doing like a video today where I've just have makeup on and I'm doing the video. And after that, I've had so many comments in like when you guys have asked, like, what eyeshadow palette are you wearing? What, your eyes looked amazing today with those colors. So I always kind of, you always remember those things and you kind of think back, what was I using? Because sometimes it's hard to remember what you were using that day. But yeah, this is just such a pretty little palette. I love the colors, of course, I love these kind of rosy, anything neutral, rosy, I gravitate to. And they're so buttery. Let me see if I can kind of swatch one for you. Let me clean my hand off from those lip products. But yeah, if I was to just even swatch like this nice pink one down here, just a really pretty pink color. And I think especially, like this would go nice with like a brown eye or a blue eye. Very soft. Again, I'm just going to swatch that one up there. And that one has like kind of like a bit of a goldy tone to it. And then you have a few little shimmer shades. I don't know if the camera can kind of pick that one up. There's just a shimmer there. So just a really, really pretty palette. I know it doesn't look like a lot in the actual little palette, but they are deep. Like it is like the actual little pan is a deep one. And they're very pigmented. So when I do put my brush in, I just dip the brush into it. And that gives me so much coverage on my lid. So that would be the question for what would land me the job, would be that palette. So question number 4 is most likely to wear to ring in the New Year's. Well, I don't have a lot of different types of palettes that are like a really bold, because that's when I would think it would be kind of like a bold look that I would do for New Year's. So the one that I would gravitate to, and if you're familiar with my channel, I talk about this a lot. It's my Lise Watier, the Stardust 9-color eyeshadow palette. And it's just so pretty. I use it a lot. But this just kind of screams to me because it's mostly shimmer. There's one matte up here, and then the rest of them are a shimmer shade. I love how versatile all the colors are. And like this blue right here, extremely, extremely pigmented. I'm just going to try and wipe off that other one I was using. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's like an iridescent blue color. And then that's the purple. So you can create like a really, like a sultry eye. And look at that purple. Oh, it's like a mauvey purple. Beautiful. So yeah, this would be definitely a palette that I would use for New Year's. I did get it at Christmas time, but I didn't wear it at New Year's because we weren't really going out on New Year's this year. And then how can you just not love the packaging? I just love it. So that, yeah, that would be my total palette or product that I would wear for New Year's. Moving on to question number 5 is most likely to get decluttered this year. Well, like I said to you guys before, like I really try and watch what I purchase, and I try not to buy like duds because it's just costing me money if I do that. So the only thing I can think of that I kind of went through, and I purchased this NYX. It's a color correcting concealer kit. But, you know, I just haven't been really using it. I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. I've used the yellow and I've used the like the peachy salmon color to really hide that dark pigmentation under my eyes. I mean, the green you can use. I think the green is to neutralize redness. But yeah, it just, I don't know. It's a really creamy formula, which doesn't, like that's the yellow. And it just, I don't know. When I put it under my eyes, it doesn't blend the way that I thought it was going to blend. Maybe because it's just so creamy. I did try even using it with, like I've used my finger, I used it with like a little concealer brush. And by the end of the day, it just kind of looked kind of greasy under my eyes. I don't know, that's the only best way that I can describe it. So yeah, I'm still trying to work with it a little bit and figure out whether there's a way I can still use it. But yeah, I think this will be part of my kind of getting rid of it, which is too bad. I mean, it wasn't overly expensive. I actually can't even remember. I think it may have been under $10. So I just, for now, I stick to my regular concealers. That would be one that I, you know, is probably going to kind of get shoved to the side and on its way out. Next question is, most likely to get me the guy? Well, the guy that I've been with, it has been, it's been a long time, but I know that when I wear certain things, how I do my face, my eyes, a certain way, I know my husband really does like that. He'll give me a compliment. And I know that he really does like it when, even like on a day like today where it's not so much I have a bold eye going. I don't really have the bold eye. It's more of a neutral. But the eyelashes, I know that he does like it when I wear false eyelashes. He says that it just kind of gives my eyes, makes them pop. So I didn't want to just choose, you know, eyelashes. So for a palette, I would have to go with the Jaclyn Hill, the Volume 2 palette. And the reason I say that is it is so versatile, and I've used it quite a bit. I had like a first impression video on it a few videos back. And what I really appreciate about this palette is it can create so many looks. Like especially down here, I could really create like a really sultry look using these nice like rosy tones, the burgundies, especially like this black down here. Oh my goodness, like that would really, like you'd have to be very careful, use it very sparingly because this is very pigmented, and just create a like beautiful smoky eye. So he'll probably come home and compliment how nice my eyes look today. He does like it when I wear false eyelashes. But yeah, I mean, he will like, you know, kind of the more neutral eye. But I know he definitely does like when I have like more of a darker eye and looks, you know, just really smoky, that sort of thing. That one will probably get the guy since it's been 30... Are we on 33 years now? I think we're 33 years now. So it's definitely have gotten the guy. Next question is, most likely to be my new favorite of the year. Well, I'm not going to go into too much detail with this one because if you're familiar with my channel, you've watched my channel, I've had this on so much that you guys are probably sick of it. But I do have to just say it is my Lise Watier, the Viva Havana bronzer. And it'll be that one there. It's so beautiful. I used it again today. It's, I just have no other words. It is the most beautiful bronzer I have ever used. I'm trying to use it very, very sparingly because I know that I won't be able to get one probably until next summer because that's when the line comes out because it's a special edition line. And yeah, so I mean, I don't know. You might be able to order them on the website throughout the year, but I don't think so. So I'm trying to just, yeah, use it very, very sparingly. And I like the mirror. They give you a nice little mirror with the compact. But absolutely love this one. So that's it. That's all I'm going to say about it. You guys have heard me talk about it lots. So the next question is, most likely to get me in trouble. The creator of the tag, Christina Brooke, I wasn't sure exactly what she had in mind because I was hearing different, like if I went and watched a couple of the videos, because I just was kind of getting a sense of what people were using and talking about. And there was different variations on this question. For her, it meant like what's going to kind of get you into trouble and, you know, make you feel. She said, I think she said that when you put a product on, you just kind of feel, you change, like you turn into a different person. Maybe you feel sexier or, you know, that's like, just you feel like a different person. So for me, that would be a red lip. That would be like any sort of red lip for me. But the one that I picked was the Maybelline. This is the Maybelline Color Sensational. And I have this one in 385, Ruby for me. But what I liked about this one and why I like the Maybelline ones, this one in particular, is this whole line was developed for anybody's skin tone. And I was amazed at how they could pick like this red and say that it matches, it's supposed to complement anybody else's, like everybody's skin tone. So that intrigued me. And it's just, I mean, it's such a beautiful red, but it has like that bluey red to it, which I know is supposed to help with your teeth, make them look whiter when you wear a red lippy. And I don't normally wear red. I think for me, honestly, I think it's just harder to work with. You have to be so precise when you're putting on a red lip. Making sure it is lined, because with those bold colors, if you like make any sort of mistake, you are going to see it. That's why I like my nudes, because if I, you know, screw up a little bit here or there, I can kind of fake it. But when you wear a red, oh my goodness, if you make any sort of, you know, mistake, you'll see it. So that's why I mean, it looks pretty. I've worn it like at Christmas time. I put a red lip on, this one here. And I've worn it a few times here and there. I think a red is more like a fall, winter. I don't normally wear, if I was to wear red, I probably wouldn't wear it like in the summertime. I like my pinks, like in the spring and summer, pinks and pastels and of course my nudes. Yeah, so, but that would definitely, and I like a red. I know my husband, again, he kind of, with that other question, he does like it when I wear like a red lip. But that would be the one, yeah, that would be a product that would get me into trouble. Next question is, most likely to be in a regrets video. Well, it didn't take me actually very long to grab this product because I am still on the fence about it. I don't hate them. That's a pretty strong word. I just thought they would be easier to use than they are. So I'm talking about, and I did a whole video. If I can find it, I'll put it up here in the cards for you. I did a whole video on the Falscara lashes, and I just keep trying to use them. I don't know, there's just something about it when you go to, you know, you're basically, when you, I won't go into a whole big detail because I did a whole video on them, but you're taking the lash and you're attaching it right underneath your natural lash line, but not in the waterline, just right on your lash line. They go, you know, like you're supposed to start at the outer edge and work your way in. And they do give you 5. I can usually just get 4 done on whether my eyes are a bit smaller or whether that's a spare that they're giving you. And so I know some people, like my one friend, she wears them all the time and she just puts a couple on the end here. But I tried doing that. I tried just putting a couple on the end. And it just didn't look natural on me personally. I don't know. I guess it's maybe the way my lashes are. And then I always gravitate to my strip lashes. And I thought these were going to be way easier to use. So it disappointed me because these weren't cheap. I think it was $20 or $25 for this. It just disappointed me. That's all I'm going to say. And I wish they were easier to use. And the glue, I can't find there's an actual solution that you can buy, like a Falscara solution to take the lash off. I've just been using an eye makeup remover or micellar water. And in the morning, I still can feel just that glue because you put like a bonding glue on them to make them stay. And I can still just kind of feel that glue on my lashes. And it takes a while sometimes when I'm in the shower. I really have to take my nail and I kind of take my nail where my waterline is, and I can still get little bits of glue off of it. So not my favorite product. Like I said, I'm still trying to work with them. And I see other people using them and they look great. And I don't know. I don't think I'm doing something wrong. I've watched a bunch of videos on it. So I'm trying to do everything that they're saying to do. So yeah, that would be the product that's in my regrets video. Next question is most likely for me to hit pan on. Well, there's quite a few products that I have hit pan on. But with the one that I chose to use in the video, it was hard to just kind of narrow it down to one, is my L'Oreal Paradise Enchanted, the scented eyeshadow palette. You guys, I love this one. It is, well, you can see I already have hit pan on it. It is just so pretty on. The colors are totally me. And again, this is one of those palettes I get compliments on when I do wear it. You know, people will say, oh, I love your eyes. They're like such a nice peachy color. And that's from this palette. The only negative about the palette is even though I just dip my brush in just a tiny little bit to get the color, it really does kick up a lot of powder, which is unfortunate. I just make sure I tap the brush off really, really well before I start applying it. But they just blend in so beautifully. I don't even have to think about blending them in, which surprises me for a drugstore palette. Usually you can, I've had some drugstore palettes, honestly. I will blend and I will blend with my brush and blend, and my eye actually starts hurting because I've had to blend so much. But this one, I just love it. It doesn't do that at all. And there's definitely, yes, some matte shades. There's also a few shimmer shades. Well, you can kind of see I do gravitate more towards the matte shades. But this is kind of, you can kind of see that's that kickback I'm talking about. You can kind of see I didn't want to take it off because I do use that powder. I don't want to waste it. But yeah, it's just such a pretty little palette and really just versatile colors for me anyhow. I mean, you can tell they're all kind of neutral, and the color, like, it smells like peaches. It has a peach scent, which it's not strong. Like, when you have it on your eyes, it's not going to, if you're like sensitive to perfumes and stuff like that, it shouldn't really affect you that much because it just smells like peaches. So yeah, that would be my product that I hit pan on. Question, I've lost count now. I'm just going to say next question. Most likely to get me compliments. There's one product that I use pretty much, I'm going to say if I'm wearing makeup that day, I am probably wearing this lip product. And it is my absolute favorite lip product by far out of every lipstick that I have. It's going to be the Too Faced Melted Matte Liquefied Lipstick. But I'll just read you a little bit from it because it's just like an amazing, amazing formulation. So it's our innovative formula, glides over lips like a gloss, but dries to an ultra matte opaque finish, infused with a no-sting plumbing filter. So it's surprising. You try these lip plumping products on and you start getting this little bit of a tingling on your lips. But this one does plump my lips. I can actually see it today. And this shade especially, I have this in the shade Child Star. And I overline my lip just ever so slightly on the top here. And it looks way fuller today than when I'm usually just like wearing a regular lipstick. The Melted Matte ensures color always looks rich, full, and kissable, never dry, shriveled, or cracked, which it doesn't. Like my lips right now, even though it's a matte, it dries down. You can see it's very matte, but it is not drying whatsoever. Like, my lips feel very moist right now. The Volu Lip gives a plumping, smoothing effect. It's lightweight, long-wearing formula, features avocado oil, vitamin E, and hyaluronic filling spheres. And this one, it doesn't leave, like sometimes when you wear like a liquid lipstick, sometimes I'll get it like all over my teeth. That doesn't happen with this one. And it lasts all day. I'm going to try and pick a different part of my body here. But this shade for me, so I've just put it right there. It is like a nude rosy tone. It is the one where, again, compliments in my comment section, I'll get some people asking me, that is like, I love your lip color. What are you wearing? And it is this, like, you can just see it's like a beautiful, just like a rosy nude color. Absolute my favorite, and creamy. And what I love about most is it just is not drying on my lips at all. So that is my absolute go-to, most likely to repurchase. Well, again, most of these things, with the exception of the, NYX that I was saying, I would repurchase. But a product that I would definitely repurchase because I love it, and you guys have seen it. If you're familiar with my channel, you've seen it tons. And I would have to go to my Born to Glow concealers. I have 2 of them. That's how much I love them. One I use under my eyes, and the other one, it kind of depends on how my darkness is looking that day. Some days it just has a little bit more darkness than others. But this one I can use, as a spot treatment throughout my face if I have any, blemishes. There's days you don't have to necessarily wear a foundation. You can just use like a concealer and do some spot, concealing throughout your face. You don't need to wear a whole foundation face. That's why I liked both of these. And they are beautiful. They leave my under eye extremely hydrated. It's the only thing I would say a negative about the concealer is it doesn't give me, unfortunately I'm not wearing it today because just got ready with something else. They are like a medium coverage. So if you do have dark circles, you'll probably want something that has a little bit more fuller coverage. This one isn't, like, I can still very, very, very faintly see the darkness through it. You can build it up, but then you really want to watch how much concealer you're putting under your eyes, because then it's just going to start looking cakey if you have too thick of a layer. So that would be the only negative I would say about these ones here. Other than that, very hydrating. My under eyes look phenomenal after I put it on, and it lasts throughout the day. That would be an absolute repurchasing product. Next question is most likely to splurge on. Well, the product that I have my eye on to splurge on, I'll insert a picture of it because I don't have it because I haven't bought it yet. But I was really, really close the other day when I was in Sephora. I had it in my hand and I had to put it back. So I'm talking about the Natasha Denona. I think it's called the Bronze Palette, but it is just so beautiful. It has a mix of mattes and shimmer shades in there. The actual shades are so beautiful. It would be so gorgeous, like in the fall or the winter, the palette, the colors. Yeah, so when I think I had that in my Sephora haul too, when I did my Sephora haul video, and it's just so beautiful. So that is, for me in Canada, I think it was on the website for like $87. So for me, that's a lot of money for a eyeshadow palette. So that would definitely be one of those things that I would splurge money on to buy. I may, if I can hold off, I may ask for it, so because we're in August now, middle of August, so hopefully I can maybe hold off and wait until I can get to Christmas and somebody can get it for me for Christmas. So the last question is most likely to look terrible after a long day. Well, there was a few products. I'm not going to say they look terrible. I have to really watch which ones I wear and how long I'm going to have my makeup on for. But the one that I went to is Revolution. This is the Conceal and Define concealer. I've tried to love it, and it just, I don't know. For whatever reason, it's very, like, I mean, the applicator's nice. It has like a doe foot applicator. It's nice. But the formulation, like I've tried to use it, and it looks, by the end of the night, it just looks really dry under my eyes. I do try and prime underneath my eyes before I put concealer on it. But for some reason, this just does not, like I said to you, it's such a stark difference from these ones, which are really hydrating, to this that would be just really drying and it starts to look really cakey. I put, my eye cream on, I put primer on. I'm very hydrated under the eye. My eyes are naturally dry anyhow, so that doesn't help. And then when I put this one on, it just leaves it so dry looking by the end of the day, and it kind of starts getting cakey, which I really don't like that. So yeah, I've tried to love it. There's another one, the e.l.f. the Camo Concealer. Again, not good for me because I tried lots of concealers. I try and really pick and choose the really good ones. And if I'm just trying to remember, at the time when I bought this, I think it was being compared to the Tarte Shape Tape. So I can't get the Tarte Shape Tape here in Canada. So I can't attest to that. I don't know how well it works under the eyes. Again, it's one of those products that you hear mixed reviews about, especially on mature skin, where for me anyhow, my skin is drier anyhow, especially under the eyes. So yeah, this was just one of those products that it just doesn't work for me and is not going to look good at the end of the day. So this was a super fun little tag video. I hope you enjoyed it. I just want to thank Julia for tagging me in the video. I'm not going to tag anybody else in the video or to do the video. I think this has been out for a couple of months now, so I think it's kind of dying off. But yeah, if there's some other content creators out there that want to do the video, by all means, go ahead. It is fun. And what I liked about it too is just kind of going through your collection and seeing things that there's some stuff that's kind of buried in some of my containers, and it's like, oh yeah, I haven't used that in a long time. So it's nice actually to see some of the products that you haven't visited for a while. So before you leave, I would really love for you to subscribe to my channel and become a little part of my world here on YouTube. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you like this sort of content. And as always, I hope everybody has a great week and a great life, and I will see you all very soon in my next video. Bye!